Welcome to the February 14th meeting, Banks County Board of Commissioners. I'll call the meeting to order. I need approval of the agenda.
Make a motion.
Got a motion by Keys, second by Danny. Any discussion? Aye.
Aye.
5-0. Need approval of the minutes of 1:10 and 1:24.
I move to approve the minutes.
Got a motion by Chris, I'll second it. Any discussion?
Second.
Bo?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Chris, will you lead us in pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next up is the chairman's report, pretty short. Fire calls last month for the month of January was 299 calls, and Sheriff's Department had 3,077. And other than that, they're taking baseball and soccer registration, so we're fixing to start on they're gonna start playing on the new T-ball field for the young ones and the soccer players. So we look forward to having them do that. Next up is public hearing, a little bit of ground rule, and then Randall Frost will get in a little bit more of it, but we'll give the presenter their time to present it. And then after that, what's happening? Somebody hitting something? We'll have, everybody that's for it will have 1.5 minutes apiece for however many it is. And then those opposed will have 1.5 minutes apiece. And then, the presenter, if they need a rebuttal, they can come back and rebut. With that being said, I will close the regular meeting and open it up to our attorney, Randall Frost, for further.
We'll open the public hearing. When you come down to speak, please speak into the microphone and give us your address for the record. We'll open the hearing on a conditional use application, CU 2301, by Michael Campanelle, the second to be used for kennels to train dogs, located at Mountain Parcel B36-031, 23.63 acres, 3955 Old Highway 441 North, Alto, Georgia 30510. If I butchered your last name, I apologize.
Good evening, everyone.
Morning.
I'm Michael Campanelli. I live at 3935 Old Highway 441 North, Alto, Georgia. I've been a resident there for almost 2 years. So at this point, I just read off my letter of intent and go from there. Yeah.
If you want to.
Okay. So I, Michael Campanelli, am looking to establish a board and train facility on our small farm located at 3935 Old Highway 441 North. We're looking to reconstruct 2 structures existing on the property. The first small structure will serve as our temporary kennel, housing up to 4 dogs, while restoration of the barn structure will take place and continue over the next 18 months. This will house an additional 8 dogs, as well as some other farm equipment and 2 horse stables in the back. Both buildings will be well insulated to protect from the outside elements, as well as sound dampening features and climate control with individual indoor-outdoor runs for each dog. Training will be done during normal business hours. Dogs will be placed inside of kennels between hours of 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. in keeping up with local ordinance section 14-34. Kennels will be licensed through the Department of Agriculture. In order for me to have a commercial kennel, they do have to be licensed through them, so we'll be taking further steps and requirements, just to make sure we have good standards, clean, good evacuation plans in place and things like that, just for the betterment of the dogs and the customers as well. What we'll be providing at this kennel is basic board and training, some boarding for previous clients, but overall training pet dogs. That will range from basic obedience to advanced obedience, depending on the dog and what the owner wants to get them trained on. They can be with me from anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks at a time. And that's my letter of intent at this point. One thing I did not provide in the recent documents, I did give a couple of sketches of kind of how the layout's going to be of the building. But additionally, I just want to add this. This is just kind of a rough idea of what the temporary kennel's going to look like for the dogs while we build out the main.
Looks better in our house.
Oh. And that allows them to stay inside an area when they need to, but still have access to run between being trained throughout the day as well.
That it?
Yes, sir.
I got one thing.
Okay.
Sound like a good idea, but now, and of course, you're at the last year of your conservation use CUBA.
Yes.
I think the one thing we'll have to do is the state does not recognize dog training as an agricultural project
Yes.
or an agricultural thing. So what you'll need to do is completely cut out 2 acres with those 2 facilities there with your house, which I kind of laid it out, and I think you can make it pretty easy.
Yep.
But in order to qualify for CUBA next year, you're gonna need to have it cut out, surveyed, and have the 2 acres with your house and that in it.
Yes.
So that when we do the conditional use, it will be just for that 2 acres.
Okay. Yeah, because currently with the conservation that we have, there's a set 1.5 acres that is actually off the conservation. What we're going to end up doing is just extending that out.
Okay,
Like-
but you'll have to have it completely surveyed though.
Yes.
So it will be cut out, because normal CUBA, you can just, GIS can map it out, but with this being a conditional use, you'll actually need to survey it out. I just wanted to make that plain.
Okay. Now, does it have to be 2 acres or just survey that area out? We're estimating it at 2 acres.
Well, the rest of us have to take 2 acres out for CUBA. I think you need to too,
Okay. Okay.
because all of my stuff's 2 acres took out.
Okay.
And-
No, I just didn't know
and-
where the
and-
2
and
acres
that
came
way,
from.
Both of those kennels are in that 2 acres.
Okay.
Because if not, you may not, I mean, it's gonna be cutting it pretty close with 1.5 acres, but you're still gonna have to cut out 2 acres for CUBA. So you might as well cut out the 2 acres in that. I don't know how you got by with only 1.5 acres cut out for CUBA, because the state law is 2 acres.
Okay. No, I just didn't understand where the 2 acres came from. If it's a requirement, it's not a problem. Does,
Yeah,
in
it's
total, it
state.
needs to be a minimum of 2 acres?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. So would it, right now, if they have the additional 1.5 acres, and they find that from this area out to the barn, it's only another 1.25 acres, but you see my question? But if we add all this in together, it's more than 2 acres.
But if you take where your house is and go up to the barn, because it's basically a rectangle
Yes,
shape, if you go from, as long as you cut that out, you don't necessarily have to cut your driveway and stuff out, but you've got to cut 2 acres out for CUBA, so you might as well cut that 2 acres and those barns out, because if not, then when you cut 2 acres for your house, you're gonna have to cut an additional out for the kennel. So all I'm saying is, if you cut it all at one time, all you gotta cut's 2 acres.
Okay,
One cut.
Just one cut with 2 acres. And you
Okay.
should be able to get your house and those 2 kennels in there, and then you won't lose any more for Cuba.
okay. So yeah, essentially when I go to renew, I'm updating it, but the layout of what's cut out is gonna be different than what it is right now.
Correct, but what I'm saying is
And it's
this
gonna-
actually has to be surveyed out.
Yes,
It can't just be cut out with GIS, it has to be surveyed out, because if this passes, it will be a conditional use.
yes, I understand that. So
Okay.
we'll get a surveyor out
Yeah.
there to just survey the 2 acres.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just wanna make sure that you got that straight.
Yeah,
don't
no, I
want you to Get
understand.
in there in January, February next year and you renew, and you lose a year because you don't have it.
Yeah, no, we were already discussing that with her
Okay.
last week, what we need to do, so, and she made me
Gotcha.
aware of what you mentioned, so.
So, looking at your drawing here, you're only looking at your maximum number, roughly 8 animals at any given time?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That's good, because you can do 12.
So we'll still have the other 4 bays in place. I mean, it'll be no
Oh,
more than
12.
12. I mean, in the future, once the structure's in place and we got the indoor training, that's gonna be the most used. I foresee if we have some problem dogs that we need to isolate or illness or anything, that's where we could still get to use the temporary kennels and things like that. So, but yeah, max capacity, once it's all said and done, no more than 12.
Y'all got any more questions? Thanks, sir.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Mr. Chairman,
Uh-huh.
before I ask for or against, we need to have the report of the planning commission.
Oh, yeah.
That would help.
So the planning commission voted 5-0 yes to recommend that we approve the conditional use.
Thank you.
Now, is anyone wishing to speak in favor of this application? Please come forward and state your name and address.
My name is Kristen Perdue, and I live at 141 Harley Drive. Harley Drive, we have a lot that backs up to Michael and Melissa's property. It's vacant, but we have never heard their dogs. We don't hear, any commotion over there. We're 100% for this kennel. I've met their dogs. They are, better behaved than my kids. So, they can sit there and they stay, and then you can throw a bone right there, and they will hover over that bone and not touch it. So, I just want to say that I think we have a total of 4 acres that borders their property, and we have absolutely no problem with this kennel going in. So,
That's good.
thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this application? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this application? Close the public hearing, turn it back to the commissioners.
Thank you, Randall. I'll open it back up for discussion. I make a motion to accept the recommendation of the planning board with the criteria that 2 acres is cut out for this. All right, I made the motion.
Some-
Did y'all get the motion, Jenny?
With the condition that 2 acres be cut out for the
For the dog kennel and house and dog kennel?
House and dog, yeah.
house and dog kennel?
Yes. So I made a motion, both seconded. Is there any more discussion? Hearing none. Keith? I will close it again and open it, I will close the regular meeting and open it back up for the public hearing.
We'll open the public hearing on a conditional use application CU 2302 by Shane Shelton to be used for a chicken farm located at Mountain Parcel B 62059, 26.77 acres, Chatham Road. First, we'll have the report of the planning commission.
The planning commission voted 5-0 yes to recommend the conditional use be approved.
Someone speak in favor of the application?
Well,
In favor,
you're
please.
the applicant. Hope you're in favor of it.
How's everybody tonight?
Doing good.
Yeah, right on Valentine's Day of all
Oh, we're
nights.
all struggling.
Hope we all don't go home to doghouse because we didn't get what we needed to. So I'm here before y'all tonight. For me and my wife, we would like to get a conditional use permit, as we've spoken about, for this Cobb Van Trest farm. It's pretty cut and dry. I'm not great of a presentator, but we would like to get approval for the conditional use permit because we do not meet y'all's setbacks as required by your commission. That's about all I have in my intent. I have to give you an address, don't I?
Both, yeah, I'll give your address.
Shane and Jessica Shelton, 110 Charity Drive, Homer, Georgia.
Thank you.
Sorry. I should have paid more attention.
That's all right, no problem. I think you had something in here from your neighbors, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Find it. Y'all got any questions?
You know, I actually spoke with his neighbor that put that letter,
Yeah,
Jamie Howard.
yeah.
Jamie Howard, you know,
Yep.
he had nothing but good things to say about it. So he's completely okay with it. There it is.
Yeah.
His is handwritten just like my letter of intent is. We apologize for that.
You can read it.
Pull the mic down where we can hear you.
I, Jamie Howland, at 350 Chatham Road, Homer, Georgia, have no objections of Shane, Jessica Shelton building chicken houses on 26.77 acres next to me. And he's got his name signed and a witness.
Good
And I
deal.
did actually talk to him about it. Yes.
Y'all got any more questions?
Now, you said you weren't far enough for setbacks,
Yes, sir.
but you are far enough from the nearest residence
Yes.
to make sure.
I think there were some deviations on some of that with the site plan. But the major concern y'all had was the setback from the property line of Jamie Highlands because I couldn't turn the farm any other way. So I ended up encroaching close to his property line, which was below the setbacks that y'all have set.
I think we measured it and it is, the residents are okay. It was the property line was the issue.
Yeah, okay.
If I can find that drawing. But that was the issue, was the property line.
Yeah,
I read somewhere at 800 feet from your property, I mean, from your dwelling.
I saw it.
800, yeah.
I read it, I can't find it.
But it's got 900
900.
and the other one's
What's that?
7.
But his neighbor has no issue.
But they have no issue with it
So,
on that side.
okay.
And the side that he's 900 from the house is actually 263 foot. So that's where he's having to get the variation. But that house is more than 800 foot away.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? None? Good. Thanks,
Step
sir.
down.
Thanks, man.
Thank y'all.
Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this application?
Mr. Triple.
Joshua Trimble, 1565 McCoy Bridge Road. These are good people. This is the kind of stuff we want in our county. I mean, our county charter is agriculture. He's off by, I think, 147 feet. He's got a letter from his neighbor. Just that area is a heavy poultry production area. If you do a 1 mile circle, Around his place, there is 29 poultry facilities. If you go out 2 miles, you have an additional 19, so that puts 48 poultry farms within that radius. And then we also have the landfill. As far as these houses are concerned, these are state-of-the-art. I know with poultry, everybody worries about smell, so forth and so on. These are not those houses. This is a Cobb Vantress, new design. I've toured the houses. They're good houses and something you'd want your family around, and it's not going to be a detriment to the area or to the neighbors or anyone else. So,
Thank you. That's all I got.
Thanks, Josh.
Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this application? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this application? Close the public hearing, turn it back to the commissioners.
All right, I'll open the regular meeting back up. Y'all heard everything. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we approve this.
Got a motion by Bo, seconded by Danny for approval. Any more discussion? Aye.
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 Vote passes 5-0. Next up is a asking of the Plan Commission. Carrie, do you wanna take care of that, or you wanna present it?
Yes, sir. Gentlemen, the Planning Commission would like to respectfully submit a formal request to ask Ms. Chrissy Marlowe of the Carl Vinson Institute of Government to lead a training course in person here in Banks County. The members of the commission feel that the training course was a valuable instrument in understanding our code and how best to enforce it. The members believe that this course would also be beneficial to your board and interested members of the public. If there's any questions about the training course or anything else I can help with, just let me know.
All right, we got Jenny to contact her, and Jenny, you wanna tell us about that?
And, in regards to your request, the
Sorry.
actual course, is 6
Sorry about that.
hours, and it'll be 9 to 4. It's, $3,420 up to 18 people. And there's charge per person after that, $109 each. And $3,420 will get 18 people in the classroom for 6-hour training. And that's through the Carl Vinson Institute of Government.
Is that the same one that we have at ACCU that does the same training?
Yes, it's just. that
Same
it's
group.
With planning, yeah, part of it.
What is this, planning and zoning 101, is that what this
That's
is?
correct.
And they've got the book and, slide presentation and everything in a packet.
And that's coming on site, that's not, that's
But
going,
what about virtual?
it probably, I would think it would probably be the same.
I doubt they, yeah.
If either they offer virtual, it would be a charge.
She didn't say nothing about virtual though, did she? Most time they'll tell you it's virtual.
How often is it offered, like y'all went to? Is it once a year, twice a year?
I think it's more than that.
And then that, I'd probably say once a month, if not.
And how much is it per person if we just went?
190.
Huh?
190.
90? See, if any of us wanted to go, I feel like that's the most wise way for us to spend county money.
Yeah, we
Huh?
wanna go.
But we got the, also the training that's coming up in April, is what I was asking about earlier.
If it's gonna be offered there.
It's gonna be on there, plus, and it's gonna be like a 3-day training deal, you take multiple classes down there.
Don't know that they usually do planning and development, planning and zoning down in, you're talking about in Savannah at the annual meeting. I don't know they'll go in that in depth or not, because that's an all-day course.
I haven't seen it on any of my core training classes going forward, but
I think
These-
that's more of a certificate class that they took, where
Okay.
the commissioner training is a cumulative.
these classes that I have attended are wonderful. I will say that, they are a wonderful source And the knowledge, it has changed so much according to the teachers down there, the instructors, that this could possibly be very well worth its money. Bo, you've been to a couple classes.
Oh, yeah.
And Keith, you have too.
Yep.
It's,
Well, me and Danny went to them
We went,
about 12 years ago. They were good then. I mean, I've always said they need to go, but
I don't know what could possibly, they tell us that things have changed from year to year.
But I just feel like let Jenny research it and let's see where it's offered, when it's offered, and,
well, that would be Carrie. Carrie can come up with that.
yeah,
That's
and
planning.
all of us who wanted it, we could go.
We're at the Gwinnett campus of UGA, straight shot down I-85.
Ask where we went on Georgia Law and all, on county commissioners
Do
too.
you think it would be more valuable for it to all have us all together though? And you know, I'm just being devil's advocate here, for us all to be together and all learn as a whole. Cause when you're down there at these classes, somebody from another county may ask some questions that are off topic. And in our last class, they took up so much of the time, we didn't get through a third of our class, did we, Keith? And, yeah, somewhere.
now, just to clarify,
Well, the advantage
the-
of them being here is that it will be customized to Banks County.
Absolutely.
now, all the planning commission and Carrie and Tracy have already taken this course. They did
That'd
it
be
last week.
Stacy.
Huh?
Stacy.
Stacy.
Yeah.
They've already had this course, right?
Right.
So what you're asking is that we do it again
Together,
for everybody together.
yes.
But I think y'all pretty much got through the whole class, didn't you? So, I mean,
I don't feel that myself nor Stacy needs to take the class again.
I don't either.
Some of the planning commission members thought it would be interesting to take it again as a group.
Well,
but we can do it as a group for $190 apiece instead of $3,400, so.
well,
Yeah.
the minimum that she charges is $3,420, which accommodates up to 18. And then anybody above 18 is $190 each.
But still, if you take both board members, I mean, all 5 board members, both members of the board, that's just 10 people.
They also recommended for anyone in the public who was interested to join.
At a cost, though, it's not free.
Yeah.
I think the recommendation was that we have members of the public that don't understand what our position is in the county, and it would be beneficial to them, but with a limit on the number of people that you could
Applicants.
invite for that.
Well,
project.
now you start, I mean, once you open it up to the public, you open it up to the public. And you're talking about not getting through a class, you may get some that will literally not get you through a class.
When, they pass law, the captain, they don't have public out there to tell why they pass it, why they did it. And that's the reason why, that's some of the off-topic that we got down there with in our training. It's something that seems like it didn't pertain to us.
If we did do something like this, I think we'd have to limit the public input and make them,
No, they just do the board members and go from there.
If you
But if
involve
we're doing
only
the board members, we'd be better off going there.
People, then it would
Absolutely.
make more
It's just
sense
gonna be us.
Wiser money.
to send you individually for the 190 instead of doing a group at 3,400. The 3,400 will only be beneficial if all 18 slots are filled.
Right.
So
Y'all wanna table
just
this
all
till we
agree
can
that
get-
we'll take this class?
What?
I said, do we all just need to agree, or what was you about to say, Charles? I'm sorry.
Do we wanna pursue it or we wanna table it? I mean, I'm good with taking the class, but if it's a conflict of an important meeting that I have, it's gonna be, I mean, if you got some business coming by, but,
I
mean-
I make a motion, we table it and let Carrie see when the class is available, where it's at. Then all of us can look at it and
See if
we
we can go.
can set our schedules where we can attend it
All together.
all together. Yes,
If
okay.
that's more
Yes.
cost efficient, then.
yeah.
Are you taking that today?
Well, I'll tell you what, let's just don't table it, let's just let Carrie
Carrie,
find
go
us
back.
out
Yeah.
a date or a couple of different dates,
Yeah,
and we'll try to make it
Now,
work in our
you're talking
schedule.
about what,
Yeah.
all five of us
Yes.
and all five of the planning commission?
Well, it's optional if they wanna go, if it's in their budget for
But
them to
definitely
go.
us.
But it's in our budget for us to go. Now, whether they've got the money at the planning board to go, that's up to,
Carrie,
that's up to her.
definitely us, all,
And
all
Jenny and Aaron.
five of us. Yeah,
Cause if not, we're gonna get criticized for blowing money and going over budget.
okay. All right,
So,
got it, Miss Carrie?
yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, move on.
All right, next up is, agreement, let's see, well, it's a, discussion on whether we wanna draw up a resolution for either Thursday, noon for deadlines, or Wednesday, or leave it at Friday.
Yeah.
Well, if we leave it at Friday, then we don't have to do a resolution, but if we move it to
No,
another
Thursday, we
time.
move it to Thursday.
Well, I've heard Wednesday, I've heard Thursday. My personal opinion, I think Wednesday's not really gonna work because it puts the
Other
the
meetings.
clerk at the planning to do the minutes.
They
It's,
meet till
it's,
Thursday.
some of them may take longer than a half a
She
day.
said she needed all day Wednesday
Yeah.
to get hers done after the planning commission meeting. And she said that her having her stuff turned in by Thursday at lunch,
She could do.
you know,
could do.
I thought
She
that
said
she
she
could
could
easily
do that.
do. And I think everybody was involved was kind of in agreement that it needed to be moved back until
Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So you wanting to make a motion to get Randall to draw up a resolution for Thursday noon?
Thursday noon, yeah. There shall be a written and prepared agenda made available to the commissioners at the Banks
Well,
County.
he'll write it up.
Okay, all right.
Cause it'll just be like the resolution we've got now for Friday.
And it'll move
And
it.
just move it to Thursday.
Move it back to
Is all we
Thursday.
gotta do.
Okay, and it'll have to change the,
Cause it's gotta be lawyered up, and everything.
all
so.
right.
Isn't that right, Randall?
It'll have to change the
Absolutely.
public comment back to,
Everything that's on. the
Everything is
agenda.
noon,
Everything.
noon on
Right.
Thursday.
Right,
okay,
Yeah,
everything involved in this.
right.
Okay.
That's just another item on there.
What are you laughing at?
So you make a motion.
Know that it's Friday at noon, so we will need
Yes, I'll make
Yeah.
the motion.
Chris made the motion.
Yeah, I'm waiting on a second.
I second.
Well, we got a second by Bo. Any more discussion? Bo?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, next up is roads and bridges. With the roads coming up that we've got, KCI is requesting 200 plus or minus hours, it'd be 19,140. You know, we've got the LMIG, we've got the 4 or 5 roads coming up, a lot of roads and bridges splossed, and then we have the road at the rec department.
Second.
Got a motion by Keith and a second by Danny. Any discussion? Hearing none. Danny?
Aye.
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 The next is the water agreement. The water that we're buying from other municipalities has gone up. So this agreement with, the city of Maysville will go from 305 to 350. And I need a motion to, 330. From 305 to 330. I need a motion that, we submit this to the city of Maysville so that it'll be in effect if they need to buy some. Got a motion by Keith, I'll second it. Any discussion?
Just to be clear, this is just a price increase essentially. This is
That's
already
it.
in place.
Yeah, the same amount of usage, maximum usage per day stays the same, it's just going up because if we have to, well, our processing has gone up, to do it, so that's the only difference. Any discussion? Hearing none, Chris?
Aye.
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 Need a motion to go in executive session for litigation, land acquisition
moved.
or disposal and personnel. I got Danny and who
Keith.
seconded it? Keith. Let's go with Keith.
Aye.
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 We'll be back in a while.
I ready. Leave, you were walking better.
Walking real well.
You'll come back down to the planning office, give her a few days to get all the paperwork and stuff like that. She'll give you two papers. Yeah, you're good.
What? That can really be anything. But it's not always acquisition. It can be disposal too. So that's just things that they can go in executive session for. Instead of just acquisition, just disposal.
See,
No, it's not there anymore. When Nicky died, his son died. But is this his son? And then he didn't, and his son always sold it.
Somebody said that was his son, so.
No, he sold it now. Going straight on that, so insert, I'll just text you.
Well, but I mean, maybe we'll just.
I get on straight, and I'll complain to them. My biggest complaint is from our county so far, the landfill and dogs. I don't want to be woke up in the middle of the night with some dogs standing right off my back porch barking.
So, well, just go.
Yeah, I gotta keep some of that.
Just go pick it up. Yes, there will. Put it inside and then go, hey, I found your dog. This is really nice.
I know, and it's what you said.
Is that what Daryl's supposed to be doing? Dog catching?
Sort of. He does handle some of that.
So what does it take to dog catch?
It's when we get small.
No, it's not. But that's the county. That's true, but as a county.
I mean, I had one, try to get up under there and get my horse, and that was a no-no. He got lucky, he got to go back home, and evidently the people that owned it saw him ran on Straight Talk News, and now they got shock collars, and they have their little electric fence. But there's a couple that you can't walk up the road. They'll come in there. And it scares my granddaughter to death, because she's only been bit by a dog once. And, I'm like, look, do something with it. It's gonna run out the road, we're walking in. I'm the only one on this road that bothers to come pick up y'all's trash that everybody thinks they should throw out. So you keep your dog at home so I can clean up y'all's mess.
Well, I haven't been down 51 since I complained about it.
There's trash all over this county. I mean, it's just. It's some garbage. I watched one go through, right through,
They're supposed to be coming.
Banks Crossing. He's going back to the left.
Yeah, they're supposed to be coming.
Plastic flying out everywhere.
I got behind one time and they were throwing trash and I got the information from the truck to try to call it. Nobody was.
I'm so sick of that place. I mean, 3 o'clock in the morning they get over there and beat and bang and make all that noise. Well, they've already got plenty. They've got some they haven't even used yet.
Well, they're on their third one now.
That's just, it's ridiculous that we have to put up. Because I mean, they've got a whole new place going on there.
I mean, it's bad. I mean, it sounds like I'm graduation.
I know. It is. You can't walk outside sometimes, it's so bad.
Did it change hands?
there.
selling them privately.
Well, then I couldn't, we didn't have Google Maps
Oh,
because, A, we only had dial-up, it'd be 3 days.
Oh my gosh, it downloaded it.
You got mail. Hey,
That's all we moved when I moved here, there was dial-up.
Meg? No, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
But it's, oh, what's the name on whether she's in that. What's the movie about? I've got such brain fog right now.
Take a magnesium.
It was the proposal, her proposal.
Yeah.
Do you remember when she went into the, town to get on the computer? And it was going, view, 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 and she went. The look on her face, it was hilarious. I love that movie. I love her. She's such a, no.
Exactly.
Do what?
Sandra Bullock?
Okay, she's one of my, she's my favorite new actress.
With Ryan Reynolds?
He's
I
good
love
looking.
Ryan Reynolds, he's good looking. Like, he was Deadpool on that movie. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. Funny.
Yeah, I mean, I love Sandra Bullock. She's such a
Yeah.
great.
My favorite movie where her mama was a taxidermist. She moved back to her hometown. She got
I think I saw bits and pieces of it, but I
You
haven't
need to go
seen it.
watch it.
Okay.
It's good.
I was gonna study taxidermy. Yeah, I got a place up at the barn, and I can actually have people come and bring me whatever, and I can do it.
You
from-
could probably practice on something that you turn over in front of your house.
Well, I've actually got a rabbit and one of my freezers.
Oh,
My daddy and mama wanted for grass, and he passed away, and I can't find anybody that does small animals. So that's why I said, well,
fish.
I don't know, but I found a place, it's like $3,000 to take the course to learn how to do it, but I think it would be worth it if I could find the time. I mean, I'm still want to play my drums and paint pictures and, do yeah, well, I'll do pottery. It's just, I want to get down there into my music room and just start playing music. And I love to get my easel. I've got a picture I started, I haven't finished, but I like classical music, and I get wine, and I go down there and I just start painting. It's that whole ambiance.
Abstract.
No, I don't.
Depending on the amount of wine.
No,
Yeah.
I don't do that. I do still like, landscapes.
Yeah.
And I'm doing one of Grace, actually.
Oh. I do sticks with a circle. Yeah, and two of this. Mm-hmm. That's how I draw.
Have you seen my artwork? Everybody's like, you need to sell yourself. And I'm like, well, the problem is, everything I do, I want to keep. So, I mean, if somebody wants to commission me to do
You could do
something, I'll sell it.
prints. You sell prints.
Yeah. I started painting, I use acrylic. And so, I was doing one outside one day, and it looked like a blackbird, the way it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Grace is laughing at me. What the heck? I said, this is the background. You start dark, and then you move, whatever color you want the background, then you move forward. So she came back, and it had a little bit more color on it. And then a couple of days later, she's like, wow, I get it now, I see it. So I like using water because water reflects light. So I like to do a lot of bright lights and then have the water reflecting from that. I just love that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I have this much talent. I'm pretty sure I got some stuff. My mama, she could do anything.
yeah.
Oh, I know, I just like my mother-in-law and all them, they're all so, and Bobby's sisters were all so crafty. And they were always trying to get me to like sit down and crochet. I cannot crochet because I can't sit still. I just do like,
Turn
I need a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Bo, Keith. Aye.
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 No decision was made on anything. Need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Bo and Danny. Bo.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.